Probably my first collectible was the day I was born, which is crazy, but it's true. Some parents keep all the newspapers on the day their kids are born. We were going through the garage and my parents got out all the newspapers on the day I was born. And I'm a big, huge Doctor Who fan. Doctor Who was always it's what got me into collectors. And the Radio Times was a Doctor Who cover. Sometimes I'll step back and go, I just can't believe, I've got a shop and what I was wanting to do as a kid has actually happened. My name is Aron Challenger.
My name's Chad.
And egotistically, the name of the store is Aron's Collectables. So we've been in Blackburn for about 3 years. I've had Aron's Collectables as a business for about 25 years. We love all popular culture, so movies, comic book, TV. The most popular stuff is Marvel, DC, Star Wars, Doctor Who, and then general 80s toys.
Aron's Collectables is actually a lot older than this store. Aron used to work at a record store. Even as a young child, he collected toys all the time. And it got to the point where he had so much stuff he wanted to sell it. So he actually opened Aron's Collectables. So you'd go into this record store and off into the corner would be a little store called Aron's Collectables. Basically just a table of merchandise that he was selling.
When I was a child, I got into this whole industry because I was a huge collector. I've always collected Doctor Who, and when I was a kid I would get $5 a month, and that would pay for one Doctor Who book and one Doctor Who magazine, but I wanted more. And so I started going to op shops and second-hand shops. When I was going around looking for stuff for myself, I was also looking for anything else that I could sell to fund my own collecting.
When I was a kid, I was really into books and Lego, not so much toys. That was kind of it, and I didn't really get into comics until years later. I do remember the very first item I bought was a Kotobukiya Joker from Jim Lee's Hush. It has a very particular style for Joker.
What about collecting makes me happy is, I guess, the reward of finding something that you've been looking for. It's kind of almost an addiction. You'll find a lot of collectors will have something they really want to get, and it's rewarding tracking it down and collecting it, and then as soon as you have it, you're looking for the next item or the next fix. So it is kind of an addiction. We opened during COVID, and never open a business during a pandemic.
Opening a store during COVID was definitely a interesting choice. One of the things we noticed when COVID happened, a lot of people had a lot of free time. So we noticed a lot of people got into collecting.
A lot of old franchises like He-Man and Ninja Turtles and Pokemon cards had this big resurgence during COVID. The biggest thing for us was pivoting to online, because at least online is constant.
One of the big changes with COVID was that, you had to focus on an online store because people couldn't come into the store. With a second-hand store, it's very tricky to manage an online website because every item isn't a cookie cutter. Every single item, you could have the same figure 10 times over. Every figure is different in certain ways. It was actually a really big concern of ours when we first opened this store during COVID. The question was going to be, how are we going to keep the store full? We're not going to be able to get all this stuff in. But we are completely inundated every day with new collections and new toys. We get so much stuff just coming in through the local community.
So I would say the majority of the stock that we get new now actually comes through the door. People bring stuff in, you get a box and it can just be anything. Because it's Aron's Collectables, sometimes it gets frustrating because most of the decisions in the face of the business is me. And so sometimes it can intrude on personal life. Because we're a business, we're in a bad economy at the moment, so we are very much at the whim of the economy.
I think my favourite thing about working in a store like this is the customers, especially meeting people who have a love for a particular thing that I don't love, because it's really interesting seeing the different reasons why people collect things. And it's always cool just, meeting people who are so enthusiastic about something. We had a a guy who is really into like universal horror monsters and stuff like that, and we got made for him a life-size Frankenstein.
Do you have any standout memories of customers or any like fun customer moments?
How much time have you got? Standout memories of customers are really just people being excited by seeing stuff that they haven't seen or haven't thought about for years and years.
I say everyone is a collector. Everybody collects something. It may not be toys. Everybody collects something. It's just a matter of realizing that, you know, the thing that you're really passionate about isn't the same thing that everyone else is passionate about.
The philosophy I have in Aron's Collectables is we buy, we sell, we chat, and Aron's Collectables, we like to make a happy place for people to come, don't have to buy anything, and we can just chat about popular culture.